Hey guys, what's up? Dan here with a new video. First off, happy holidays and Merry Christmas. This would be the loot from the 100 Mausoleum maps which were ran with the Eater of Worlds influence. We have the 19 divines and that you've seen at the start of the video, and a lot of other things, a lot of maps, essences, scours, chaoses, the embers, the eekers. But we also have quite a lot of big drops that I wasn't really expecting to get. We have the essences from this memory right here. This one is around 300 chaos. And we have also found this memory of the Sacred Grove, which is around 200 chaos. We have a Cortex, we have an Empower, and we have a Sacred Blossom, and we have also dropped this Price of Loyalty. I'm really not sure what happened over the course of these 100 maps, but we have quite a lot of loot indeed. This was mostly intended to be a harvest farming strategy, and as you can see, we have a 25k in the Vivid, 12k in the Wild, and 14k in the Primal Life Force. And this would be your Atlas skill tree. We're going with the Eater of Worlds, we are specting through Eldritch Gaze, and we have some essences, strong boxes, the Nico Pact with energy nodes, mining byproducts to be able to generate the resonators. We have a little bit of quantity, we have some shrines. We are also specting through Secret Stash since I had a few extra points, and besides that, since this was mostly intended to be a harvest farming strategy, I was fully spec'd into harvest, as you can see. What I was trying to do with these 100 maps is stack as many quantity altars as I could, and then I would go run the harvest at the end of the map. Now this in theory sounds nice, but in practice it's not gonna be that great, mostly because there are some mods on the altars that say enemies penetrate 51% of physical damage reduction, and there's another mod that says players have a 51% reduced physical damage reduction, which meant that outside of Molten Shell pretty much every hit was a 1 or 2 shot. The maps weren't really fun. After around 20 to 30 maps I decided to abandon that strategy and start reading the altars and take whatever I could handle. As for the maps, I decided to go with Mausoleum because these maps can't really spawn boss altars until you enter the boss arena, and if you enter the boss arena and you defeat the boss immediately, once you return to the map and start clearing more and more, you're still not gonna get boss altars because the boss was defeated. So this was the best farming strategy for Eater of Worlds, which I would say is an ultimate gamble in 3.20, because if you're not gonna get divines, you're really not gonna make that much currency. So for all in these maps, you're gonna use 4 chisels, 1 alchemy, the occasional scour, and for the scarab configuration, we're gonna go with Rusted Sulfite for the Nico Pact with energy nodes, which is gonna allow you to clear the map a little bit faster. And since I am trying to farm some metamorph organs for a future project, I decided to also add a polish metamorph. This is not needed, but we made quite a lot of currency from the catalysts. Let's run a quick map together. 100% quant, manageable mods. Maybe elemental weakness is a little bit hard, but we're fixing that with the Quicksilver Flask. Now with these maps, they are a little bit boring, at least compared to the Searing Exarch influence, mostly because you're not gonna be getting a lot of the nice loot, the awakened sextants and all that. You're gonna get the occasional altar that gives you divines, but I got extremely lucky, and please keep in mind, the chance for that happening is extremely low. That is probably not gonna happen again during this league, so if you wanna bet really big, the ultimate gamble, I would say this is what you can do: run Mausoleum maps and hope to spawn some divine altars. There's really not a lot of stuff that's going on. We seem to be quite lucky with the altars in this map, and we are dropping a lot of scours, but please keep in mind this is gonna be an exception rather than the norm. Most of the maps you're just gonna run and you're not gonna find, pretty much anything, I would say. It took me even sometimes 5 maps to fill an inventory with loot compared to Searing Exarch, which was around 1, sometimes 2, maybe at worst case scenario around 3 maps. As you've seen, during these maps we weren't able to spawn any of the altars that are gonna give us boss rewards because the boss is currently not spawned. We need to come into this room and we're gonna be able to spawn boss altars. We really don't wanna do that because we're hoping to get the altar that is gonna give us divines, right? And if you get that altar on a boss, it's gonna say drop 1, 2, 3, 4 divines. I believe 4 is the cap on that altar, compared to a 4% chance to drop a divine orb, which means that you're gonna be able to farm anywhere from, I don't know, 5 up to someone I think farmed 32 divines, guys, over the course of one map, which is absolutely insane. The map boss, as you can see, is really nothing special. You just run a little bit in circles and try to avoid these small things here that he spawns. Those are exploding, so you know, run a little bit in circles and you're gonna be okay. Let's continue with running the map. They are quite uneventful, and outside of scouring altars and fusing altars, which are really rare, this is an exception, what you're seeing right now, you're really not gonna get a lot of loot, guys. So we have Eakers, and as you can see we have Jewelers. We also have Chromatic Orbs and Alterations, but those are currently not appearing on my filter in stacks of 1, and the altars drop them in stacks of 1. So this right here is currently wasted. We're gonna go with the increased quantity, which is gonna make the enemies quite a lot more dangerous. So let's try to defeat this essence right here and see if we can actually find a harvest. I'm really not sure if I forgot to activate the shrines for this map, but you're gonna find the occasional shrine that gives you a lot of movement speed, and you're gonna have fun every now and then and be able to clear maps in 4 and 5 minutes. But as you can see, the enemies don't actually spawn immediately. You have to wait for a few seconds until they fully spawn, and this is also gonna increase your map runtime by around 25-30 seconds, I'm guessing. Let's go and run a harvest. Strategy for harvest is to try to go for the yellow plants. Okay, so the yellow plants are the most expensive ones, and you have a few things here that you need to understand. These would be your tier 1 plants, the ones with gray, and they don't really drop that much essence. And this would be your tier 2, which is white, and your slight blue teal color is gonna be the tier 3 plants. So the tier 3 plants is where you're gonna be getting most of your essence from. Now in this case right here we only have tier 1 and the tier 2 plants, so it doesn't really matter that much. And as you can see, we're really not dropping that much essence when we don't have tier 3 plants. Now, in case you don't have any yellow life force, what you should do is try to go for the crop that is gonna give you more tier 3 plants. So as you can see, we have 2 slightly blue plants here. These are the tier 3s, we have 1 here and 3 here, which means that we're gonna get more seeds from this crop right here. So let's collect our loot. And this is pretty much a TLDR on how I run my harvests. And this would be the numbers. 1 divine is 245 kills. I did mention that they're probably gonna go down in price. We have around 23 divines in the currencies, but please keep in mind we dropped 19 raw divines in a single map. We have the essences for around 3 divines, the gilded scarabs and the catalysts. We have the maps and a few other things, and we have around 5 divines in the big drops. So we hit quite big over the course of these 100 maps. This was my investment, around 12 kills per map, and my average map runtime was anywhere between 5 and 6 minutes. If I was able to get the movement speed shrine, the occasional map was completed in around 4-4.5 minutes, but for the most part around 6 minutes per map. Please keep in mind Eater of Worlds influence is not spawning instantly compared to Searing Exarch, and this map is a little bit longer than the previous farming project, which was ran in canyons. Now this is 4.5 up to 5.5 divines per hour, with me dropping 19 raw divines. This would be the numbers without those 19 divines. Anywhere from 2.5 up to 3 divines per hour. So would I recommend this farming strategy? Yes, but run it with Searing Exarch for some consistent loot. The money just isn't there without the divine altar, and that altar is extremely rare. We seem to be getting closer and closer to the second apothecary. However, I still have another, I'm guessing 400 to 500 maps. If you wanna help your boy out, drop a like and a sub. Thank you for watching, good luck as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.